Alright guys, so I'm going to go over the install of the rear part of this lift kit. Thankfully, it's very simple. Torch does a great job at supplying everything you need to do the lift. And even though the front isn't overly difficult, the rear is even simpler yet. So I'm just going to go over the steps real quick. It's going to be real easy. The kit includes your extended heavy-duty U-bolts. It includes your add-a-leaf, and it also includes your shim here. What's great about this kit is it includes that shim, which corrects the angle on your rear axle, your rear differential here. It brings your drive shaft at the correct angle into the rear differential so you don't have any shuddering or vibrations. And I can attest to that. I've had the truck out on the road. It drives super smooth, no issues from the rear end whatsoever. So Torch did a great job with that. All right, so what you're gonna do in the install here is you wanna go ahead and you wanna put some C-clamps on the rear leaf pack. I put them out here. You don't wanna have the C-clamp over top this base plate because that's gonna be separate. So you wanna have a C-clamp on either side of your leaf pack to hold them together. You take the factory U-bolts free, you drop this plate out, you take the U-bolts completely off. You wanna make sure that you have a jack. In my case, since the truck was on a lift, I did a screw jack or a pull jack underneath the rear axle here, and I lowered it down. So once you got the rear axle dropped and free, this base plate is gonna be accessible. Now keep in mind on second gen Tundras, you do have a little dowel rod that goes through here that holds the base plate onto the main pack. That dowel rod is just pressed in, so it's pretty easy to pop out. I just used a little punch with a hammer, and I was able to punch it out pretty easily and free up this base plate. There also is a bolt and nut that holds the main pack together. You just simply take the nut off and that comes out as well. So now once that's all free, you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna add your shim to the bottom of the pack that goes right here on top of the rear axle here. And you do have a heavy duty screw and nut that Torch provides. It goes all the way through your shim in the bottom, it goes through your base plate, and it's gonna go all the way through your leaves to the top, and there's gonna be a nut on top there. So you wanna go shim, base plate, you wanna put your add-a-leaf in the middle there, your screw is gonna go all the way to the top, and you're gonna put the nut down on top. Now once you have the nut on, what I recommend doing is moving your C-clamps to the complete assembly. Now initially you had them just over the leaf pack, now we're going to move them to the complete assembly, and you're going to pinch everything together. So you want to fully compress that add-a-leaf till everything's nice and closed down here. Once that's done, you can go ahead and you can tighten your nut down and make sure this is tightened up. Keep in mind that you're going to have about 1 or 2 inches of screw or a bolt left over once that nut's tightened down, and what I did is I just went ahead and cut that off just right above where that nut sits, and that's going to allow your bump stop to sit in place there. So once you have that tightened down, you cut off that excess, the bump stop goes on there, you're going to put your heavy duty U-bolts that Torch provides. These are really good quality, really heavy duty U-bolts, which I really like. I think Torch did a good job. I'm going with something really heavy duty. You're going to want something pretty beefy, and they definitely provide that. Once those U-bolts are on, there's a little guide up top here. So you can see they sit right in that channel, and then you're gonna put your base plate on and you're gonna start putting your nuts in. Now Torch does provide all new nuts and washers, which is great. And you wanna tighten these down in either a circular pattern or a cross pattern to make sure that base plate is tightened evenly. Once those are all tightened and torqued down, you can go ahead and take those C-clamps off, and the rear add-a-leaf lift kit is gonna be completely installed.